For our PBI, Nicholas Stump and Taylor Blayden decided to research how technology, and specifically Web 2.0 tools, impact the classroom. We both teach advanced placement and social studies courses at the high school level, with Nick teaching APUS Government and Politics in a public school and Taylor teaching APUS History at a private school. Shared area of content between these two classes is the United States Constitution, which led to our final research question: how can using Web 2.0 tools help facilitate student analysis of the major concepts of the United States Constitution?
Between AP Government and Politics and U.S. History, there were connections among the North Carolina Standard Course of Study, primarily the issues of Federalists and Anti-Federalists, and the interpretation of the U.S. Constitution itself. Overall, there were several objectives from the North Carolina Standard Course of Study that directly connected to the content covered in our project. Students were able to choose group members, a maximum of 3 group members, unless numbers dictated otherwise, for this project. This allows students to work with peers that they are comfortable with, and it reduces challenges as far as student schedules by letting them work with others with whom they can coordinate group time. The next step of the process was to give each group a specific concept that related to the United States Constitution. We decided that giving the students the responsibility of creating a presentation on the Constitution would be too broad and therefore too challenging for the students to infer anything on it. We divided the Constitution into 6 focused concepts, starting with the Articles of Confederation, the Constitutional Convention, the Ratification Conundrum, the Bill of Rights, and the 2 schools of interpretation. The student groups then randomly chose a concept out of a hat.
Yeah, like a rank 4 like shit. I think you got all these. Now he's trying to like drop to like the 70s. This is an option too. This is still kind of nice stuff.
Yeah.
Nicholas's class, each student group had a list of Web 2.0 tools to choose from. They were instructed to spend a night before the library days to review the tools and to see which one or ones they would like to use in their group presentations. The tools that were presented in Nicholas's class were Extra Normal, Text to Mind Map, Prezi, TuneDo, VoiceThread, Voki, and X-Timeline. As I said earlier, there were 2 groups per topic, so for each topic were instructed to use different tools. Presentations were then due a week after they were assigned, and the students then gave their presentations. In the end, there was a class symposium where they demonstrated all their videos and their presentations, while also posting it to a class wiki page.
With the state government, the national government had very little power. By the way, my name is Barack Obama. Today, we don't utilize the Articles of Confederation due to its downfall.
The government was very weak. Shays' rebellion portrays the unreliability of the government that the Articles created. A revolutionary veteran named Daniel Shays had his property foreclosed when he couldn't pay his mortgage due to his...
In Taylor's class, students were required to create movies on their topic using either iMovie or Movie Maker and upload them to YouTube. To introduce the assignment, Taylor created a series of videos that were used as instructions and examples to demonstrate to his students his expectations on what the videos might look like.
Overall, the results of this project were extremely positive. Students took the daunting task of learning new technologies and exceeded all expectations. Most students agreed that they didn't feel like they were traditionally learning about the content, but realized in the end they knew more about the topic than anticipated because they had to be able to implement it into new technologies to be able to create their presentations.